Hello, and today we are going to be showing you how you can increase your conversions. Welcome to Cyber Tactics. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steve Mellor, and yes, today we're going to be taking a look at landing pages and the way that you can get more people to sign up to your list. Well, here's the problem in a nutshell. Just imagine that you've got an offer. Most of us have got offers, or there is a lead magnet that you want to drive traffic to, and you're driving that traffic, and yet nothing is converting, or at least not at the levels that you want them to. How can you increase that conversion rate? Well, this is a major problem. It's a major problem for most marketers because we all work really hard on the products that we release, and you know, you could go and change the copy. You might change the layout of the landing page, make the flow of the thing a little bit different, all in the hopes that you can you're going to get more subscribers for the same amount of traffic. Or you could use something like Genuis. Now, Genuis has been created by the people who made Product Dino, Conversion Gorilla, Commission Gorilla, the Monkey tools, Monkey Player, and the Split Test tools and things like that. And if you know them, they're products that we have used in the past. You know, they're products that we would trust. They create very, very good, very strong, very stable products that we have no problem with promoting at all. And Genuis is another one of those, because what they've done is they've taken the idea of a landing page builder and they've applied this almost scientific method to it. In fact, it is a scientific way of building up a landing page. It's not like the sort of landing pages that you've seen in the past. It's actually using a system that they call the ASPA system, and that stands for attention, segmentation, proposition, and action. And your user will go through all of those four stages. Think about it like a mini funnel on one page. And because of that, it actually makes the process really simple. In fact, the whole thing seems very simple from the outlet. You know, it's the process itself is simple, which we'll show you in a second when we take a look at the software. The method is fairly simple, so when people land on your page, it's almost a no-brainer for them to put their name and address, name and email address in the box and press the button to subscribe. And the execution is simple, and it leaves you a very easy way of doing this. And all you have to do is make your page in this thing, and they take care of the hosting, they take care of everything else, or you can use it on your website, or you know, it's easily integrated into various different things. So let's jump into this right now. Take a look at what we're what Genuis actually does, because this is a little bit different from the normal landing page builder. You'll notice this isn't a drag and drop thing. You've got I haven't put any pages in here yet, but that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to create new, and this is really the in terms of what a landing page builder does. And you might think, oh well, it's not very sophisticated, it's not very you know, friendly. How do I do this? How do I add a bit like this? You don't, because this is different. So what we're going to do here is set up a sort of a dummy page, just so we can walk you through using it. Now, first of all, we'll go with the page name. This is going to be called My Cyber Tactics Test. That really should be 2 words, but there you go. I keep getting into trouble because of that. Okay, and you can have a pause URL in. Now, if you decide to pause one of your Genuis campaigns and use a traditional landing page instead, you can stick your page URL in here, pause the campaign, and you don't need to do anything else, because they've kind of thought this through. You can choose a page color here. So if you scroll down, this is what your landing page is going to look like. And I know it looks incredibly simple, and I know the first thing you're going to think is, well, why can't I do this with my current landing page builder? But you can't, and you'll see why in a bit later. So you've got different choices for the page. You can have a solid or a gradient. If you have a gradient, it looks something like that, and maybe you could change this so it's a bit darker, and you know, you can see, and straight away that's being added onto the page so that you can see it in your thing. So you make that darker, you make it lighter, doesn't matter which. You can also change the angle of that gradient there, so maybe 45, and then you see it all changes as you're going along. But we're going to use a solid color. We're just going to use a plain white page just so that we can see what's what's what with this demo. Right, so the page meta title, I'm just going to choose whatever thing. Hello, this is a page description. And of course, this is for Google and SEO and stuff like that. Now you've got a code box here, and if you've got a tracking pixel or something like that, you can just drop the code in there. You can choose your autoresponder type, which could be a custom form code or active campaign or any of these different things. You know, it integrates with an awful lot, which is pretty cool. Or you can just drop your custom form code in there, and it will ask you whether you want to collect a name or not. So very, very simple to do. I'm going to choose MailChimp because we use MailChimp in the office. There we go. Now, I'm going to say yes. I haven't connected this to a MailChimp account yet, so obviously it's saying to me, hang on, there's some things missing. And you can put tags in here as well. With MailChimp, so that you can separate people down by tag as well, which is a new thing that they're doing, but still works. You also want to put your privacy policy in there. It's your privacy policy text. Again, we'll leave that as it is for the moment because we're just walking you through what it does. And then you can say what you want this to do. Do you want to trigger instantly? Which after so amount of seconds after it's scrolled down a certain way, because you can have this as a single landing page, or you could add this to, say, your WordPress blog, which on exit intent perhaps will trigger this page load, and you can trigger when the viewer will visit it, every visit, or once a day, or once a week, or never again. So very good options here that you can use for all sorts of things. We'll save this. Now, we haven't quite finished editing. So once you've saved a page, you get to this thing. This is My Pages, and it's going to give you the date that it's created on, and it gives you some very, very basic yet very important statistics up here. So you can see how many times it's been viewed and how many emails you've got and the click-through rate and everything like this. But and everything else that you would want to do with it. You can clone it or preview it or get your code or reset the statistics or just pause it. And that's what I was telling you earlier about that pause campaign. Let's go back into editing because we haven't finished doing it. And then along the top, look, we've got some tabs. We'll go into this. This is the system. This is the attention, segmentation, proposition, and action system. So the first thing we want to do is grab their attention, and they grab their attention by adding an icon onto the screen. So you can choose what graphic you want. You can upload your own. So if you have maybe a logo you want to upload, or you can use one of the built-in ones, and there are a plethora of built-in logos and things. We'll have a rocket for ours. You can choose a different effect on here. So maybe you want it to fall in like that, or roll in like that, which is quite nice for a rocket. Or pulsate. You get the idea. You've got a lot of different animations that you can use. I quite like when it fades in from the bottom like that. And with a rocket, that looks pretty cool as well, because I'm a child, obviously. And you can click on the segmentation thing to go on to the next step, because that's all you need to do here. Or you can click on the previous and next buttons to take you through the system. So segmentation. This is the next step. And this is this first question thing that they're talking about down here. And this is something where you need to engage your user. And then they'll tell you about this in the training for the thing. This is where you engage your users. First thing, you find out what the pain points of your user is and go, hey, have you got a problem with this? So with the landing pages, and they give you some examples, they've got this one here, need a better converting landing page. Maybe that's the pain point that they're working with. You can change the text color here. So maybe if you want this red or maybe blue or something like that. Easy to do, very simple. And we'll take it down to something like that because I like playing around with these things. And you can choose your font as well. So if you've got a font that is particular to your brand, there's something in here, because there's a lot of the Google fonts and things. There will be something in here that will something like that. Now mine on my stevemela.com website is that one, so I could use that one, and that harkens back to my branding So that's a useful thing. The other thing you can do here, you've got bold, italic, and underline, and right through. So maybe you want to select better converting and click on your bold tab, and then all of a sudden you'll see down here you get better converting is emboldened as well, or you can do, of course, the whole thing. So next we go on to the proposition, and you see how quickly I'm building this thing up. I've been talking now pretty much constantly for 10 minutes, and we've already gone through the first 4 steps of this thing, and that's with me telling you what I think of the software as well. So, you know, this can be done very, very quickly, and make, you know, not only get better conversions, but to do it in such a way that you're not taking as long to have to build out these pages. So you can build an awful lot of them out, because with this particular offer you're getting at the moment, you're actually getting unlimited pages, unlimited campaigns as well. So you can play around with that as much as you want. The proposition is what you're going to get. So we have this here, which is one of their examples. You should check out the brand new Genuis Lander software, and I'm going to do 3 dots at the end of that because I quite like the way that that looks. You'll notice that from our emails. Again, maybe we want to highlight brand new, same sort of thing, same as we've seen on the last page, and it'll change it down here. We'll click onto next, and then finally action, and this is the call to action. Now, my favourite calls to action start off with yes, comma, I want to create better converting landing pages. Right there. So that's going to be the call to action, and then next we have the post submission. So this is what you do. So you can leave it blank, which doesn't have a redirect, but then it will give you some thank you lines. Thank you for signing up to make your landing pages better. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, okay. You've only got a certain amount of space in here. Landing pages better, so something like that. Thank you. Better, and then we save it, and that's it. And now this page pops up, and it will tell you this is the actual page itself. So if I copy this, we can go onto the actual page there, and you see it working. There we go. You see the rocket coming up. Need a better converting landing page? Should check out the brand new Genuis Lander software. And then it asks you to put your email address in. Now what this is doing, we'll come on to this in a second as well properly, is this is giving you a couple of different psychological options. First of all, it's saying, do you need this? And you're asking them a question to which you know your ideal prospects are going to say yes. And then secondly, you're giving them a solution, which is you should check out the Genuis page Lander, and then that's giving them some sort of intrigue. Well, what is this Genuis Lander software? And then you're asked to put your email address in. So you do that. Yes, I want to create better converting landing pages, which is something they've already answered yes to. You know, by clicking on that button, they've already answered yes to. And what you're doing as you're doing this is you're taking them through little micro transactions, micro yeses. That you know, they answer yes to the first question, and then they click on the button. That's the second time they're answering yes, really. And then they're putting their name in. That's the third time they're answering yes. So I'm going to put Steve, and I'm going to put thing at cyber.net, which isn't a real email address. And then we're going to submit that, and then it says thank you for signing up to make your landing pages better. And that's it. That's the whole process. That's what the landing pages look like when you get finished with them. And when I first saw this software, I didn't really understand what it did. And I looked at it for a bit, and I went, okay, that's a very, very simple landing page. But actually, the real power of this is in that particular walkthrough. And as I said, you know, the psychological aspects that they're taking you through as you're doing this are actually very, very important. And that's what I really like about it, really. I mean, it's super easy to use for a start. You've just seen me walk through that. It's essentially a form. You fill your form in with your details, and in a minute and a half, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. It's got that, and it's proving to increase conversions because it has that psychological aspect. It has your prospect saying, yes, I want this. It's a system called pre-qualification, and pre-qualification is incredibly important. In traditional sales, you would pre-qualify somebody by asking them questions that you know they're going to say yes to. So, you know, what's your ultimate goal is one of the pre-qualification things that they start off with, and they'll tell you their ultimate goal. And so you ask them, you know, how would it feel if you achieved these things? You know, you make them consider their life with your service, with your thing in mind. And this does that. It does it very subtly and very simply, just to get them to sign up to a list. So you're not asking them anything, you know, you're not asking them to sign their soul away to the devil or anything like that. But it's a very, very powerful selling tool. And here you're seeing it digitally really for the first time, because you can do sort of the same process with sales pages, with no traditional landing pages, but it's nowhere near as effective because you're not doing that grabbing people's attention thing to begin with. This, I mean, it takes your landing pages a step further, really, and you know, you can run it to offer pages, you can run it to lead gen, you can run it to all sorts of different things, just to get somebody into what you're saying in the first place, to get somebody to go, okay, I'm actually interested in this in the first place. I think this is really good. I think this actually could be a really useful tool to anybody who's doing marketing right now. I'm more than happy to sort of approve this product. I think it's brilliant. And I think that what you're going to see in the future is that very slowly more and more people will start to use this type of technology to just get people's attention first of all before they actually sell them their main products. So yeah, Genius Lander, it looks fantastic. It's a really interesting tool, and I think we'll see an awful lot more of it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time on Cyber Tactics.